What we chatting about today? What we getting into?
First, how you doing, bro?
How am I doing, man? I'm good overall. I'm good. It's been a day. Today's been a day. A lot of shit on the mind. A lot of shit that I'm processing, trying to figure out. But nonetheless, I'm surrounded by people I love, and I think I'm gonna have a good night tonight. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a vibe. So I'm cool. How you?
I'm great, man. I've been in town for 3 days and it feel like a week or
Word.
more than that. I feel
That's
like
what
I
they
packed a
said. New
lot
York
in.
minute, right?
A New York minute, yeah, for real.
Mm.
But the encounters I've had on this trip, man, mostly with people that I've never encountered in my life that just happened to randomly set up this week was been
You've been on
beautiful, man.
some mystery moves.
Yeah.
Like, where that nigga at? I don't know.
Phantom moves.
I fucks with it though.
But yeah, man, blessed and grateful, bro.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be present. I'm trying to stay present, bro. It's like a lot of shit on my mind, but I feel like this right here and just the conversation kind of hones me and opens shit. You know what I mean?
It's the safe space to get into it.
Yeah, I'm chilling, my nigga.
So, episode 4, man. We got to get into a little bit more of a, not complicated, but maybe more divisive issue. You know what I'm saying? But we want to talk about rap music and the impact on the culture, the impact the music has on the people, and the impact of the people in it. You know what I mean? The industry, the music, the places that they come from, and more importantly, or more specifically,
The most powerful thing I think that we have present is the most powerful art form there is music.
Yeah,
and then hip hop music is at the forefront of that shit, bro. Ain't nothing like it.
Ye said some wild shit. But one thing he said that always stuck with me was like, yo, if I lived in the 1500s, I'll be a playwright. I would be Shakespeare.
Facts.
But this is the art form that moves the culture now. So, 100%.
Things that bring the one thing that could bring everybody together and shut the fuck up and all move to the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Black, white, young, old, bop, whatever you're going through, the music.
But there's a rhetoric around the music, specifically writing off the people in it based off their violent past, their lifestyles. And that's what we want to get into today.
Really sparked by like Takeoff's recent passing. So RP Take. But that was a big situation. It's kind of like the spark the combo again that we see time and time again when after rappers die. It's the stop the violence. It's the we gotta stop killing each other, young black men. It's the we gotta stop making music that's promoting this gun toting and killing your brother shit, bop. So we really trying.
Yeah, it's a lot of rhetoric, but the thing about it is, to what end?
To what end?
I've seen
what is
people,
niggas trying to say, for real?
I've seen people use it as a platform for gun reform and gun control. I've seen a lot of the.
That's the nasty part of the shit is because y'all don't even see that be these gun. Y'all saying the same thing now, this gun control, gun reform shit, and now y'all talking about they not supposed to be talking about guns. These niggas see guns every day.
Yeah, but that's what we want to get into.
More about
y'all love the art, hate the artist. Or y'all love the art, hate the artist, but there's no context for why the artist is the way he is or the way she is. We don't talk about how we got here.
Isn't being allowed. It's not.
You say what, racism being allowed?
No, I said the grace.
The grace is not being allowed.
There's no grace given. Is X'd out ASAP.
So the cancel culture meets the murder culture of hip hop and getting into it.
Yeah, let's get straight into it. Let me ask you then, nigga. Let me get like probably like who, I guess now, I don't know, mid-30s, are you listening to rap music currently?
I listen to rap music, but my listening habits are much different now than they were. I used to mob around my neighborhood just all day with the Walkman, listening to straight fucking Bone Thugs and Tupac and fucking Trick Daddy and shit. And I don't do that no more. I'm more interested in the rappers than the rap music that they make. I still got love for them niggas, man. I really do. But personally, in my No, I'm saying, do I not listen to any rap? Nah, I listen to rap and I listen to shit all over the place. From
Yeah, but it being your
drill to
main.
whatever. Like, but my main music I listen to, most of it don't even have any words, bro.
Word.
Like having violence in my personal eardrum, I don't do it as much. But I'm not against these niggas, and I think that's the difference. That's the nuance I'm trying to get at. Like, y'all against the violence or y'all against the niggas? Y'all seem like y'all against the niggas and don't actually give a fuck about, you know what I'm saying, the violence. For real, for real.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like I told you, you can see it on the shirt. You know what I mean? Like YoungBoy, my favorite artist. You know
Yeah,
what I
no, I was
mean?
about to say, I ain't gotta ask you what you listening to. I've been riding around with your
Yeah,
ass all week.
exactly. You already know like what I'm listening to, and like I've always listened to. No matter what, I've listened to hip hop as my number one genre. Recently, I've been getting into other shit, obviously, but hip hop still dominates what I'm listening to mostly. And those artists there's always violence in there. I'm always listening to somebody that's talking about some violent shit, and I'm
Do you
attracted
listen to Spotify?
sometimes.
Do you
So
remember last year what your like favorite or like top
nah, cause
artist and
my
shit was?
Apple Music is my main.
Oh, Apple
Apple
Music.
Music is my main, and they
Do they
replay.
do a like
They
a
do
thing?
they do a replay. I'm having trouble with it, but last year, yeah, it was shit. I could probably pull it up.
I know NBA is number one, but I'm
Yeah,
curious
yeah.
to see who
NBA,
else
I had
was
like,
out there.
you know what I'm saying? I had like Future, cause it depend on the year, like what
Yeah,
projects
word.
niggas was dropping and shit. Probably like Future. That year, I probably had Dirk in there. 'Cause I think Dirk dropped the album. He was doing a lot of shit like
Oh,
that.
last year, yeah, the beginning of last year, Dirt shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
Dirk, Polo G.
Uh,
Um,
Polo G dropped last year?
mhm.
I feel like I ain't listened to. I listened to some shit he dropped in 2021, not 22. I
Was
guess I ain't listened to it.
2021 last year. So we got so Polo G, like them type artists, but Vaughn too. Vaughn, I listen to Vaughn heavy.
Yeah.
I listen to all them little niggas. Like Dolph was my nigga. Migos, all that. You know what I'm saying? But those be my main. Those be my main. I'm attracted to the real. You know what I'm saying? I'm attracted to the real. I could tell the difference between the niggas that's just spitting senseless violence and violence because that shit sound cool versus the nigga like, oh yeah, he really
And that's
meaning that.
honestly the thing for me. I could listen to. It's not that I can't listen to violence. It's when the energy makes me feel dead, and it usually be fake niggas that make me feel that way.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It
it's
just
some
make you.
shit. To be honest with you, like Future shit don't move me no more. But that last Pusha T project I was bumping no problem. You know what I'm saying? Like the vibration of music will
Yeah,
come through.
Future got fine. He got fine them pockets, like, cause you could tell when niggas is just doing the song shit. Like I'm just
Yeah.
trying to make a hit. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say whatever niggas think sound cool, so I'm gonna do it. But I could really tell the difference when niggas really be on that shit for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? So those always been the type niggas I listen to. But then I mean I got friends like you know what I'm saying, where I gotta take a step back and look and like ask myself why it is that I not only enjoy it, like why is this who I listen to 80? I could start my morning with YoungBoy, you know what I'm saying? It'd be no problem to me, but it's more so to me.
I'm laughing because I was thinking back to me in college. I'm bumping some fucking 8 Ball at MJG at fucking 8
it
o'clock in the morning.
don't
Nigga,
matter. Like
nigga come to my crib like, this what you wake up to?
yo,
I'm
that
like,
is,
yeah, nah. Shit slapping, boy.
word.
Fuck
It
you
just
talking
the
about?
shit riding the same way. If it hit, song hit for me, it hit. Like I could play that
Word.
bitch any time of the day. You know what I'm saying? So now I gotta really take a step back and look at it. I love the real. You know what I'm saying? I love the real, and I'm listening to niggas pour out that real shit on what it's like therapy, bro. And I'm there and I'm supporting it, and I want to hear you tell these stories, and I love how you telling it. I like the beat, I like the flow that you on, and I'm going to support you. I'm not going to never be against you. I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna listen, and I'm gonna be.
So when you ask those questions, what do you come back with? Like, what is it's the realness of it, but there's authentic people, I'm sure, in other genres.
It's the authenticity mixed with it's the pain, and it's like it's why drill music and that rap, even rap music period, is so big, because it's like a movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like you love watching a mob movie. You know what I mean? It's like you can't even, it's so real, you know what I mean? It's like so real, but it's so far, like these kids in the cul-de-sac and shit, like, yo, what? Like O Block is right there in Chicago's regular neighborhood, but that shit to niggas that's not in that is it's like a movie, dog. Like this shit is crazy. So it's like I'm always able to come back and just be like, I'm enamored. I'm not like infatuated or like enamored with that. I know these niggas. I've spent time around these niggas. I understand exactly what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? Why they're talking about it and why they going through it. You know what I'm saying? So I hear
So
them different.
so when people, all right, I hear you, but people say, okay, cool, these are these people we can relate to, whatever. But why do they have to talk about this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do they have to make their living off this? Why do they have to influence the kids to this? Like, what's your response to that? Like,
Exactly, and I hear that, you know what I'm saying? But then my response to that is, okay, well then, what do you want these kids to talk about? This, if that's your issue, then let's go and change the environment that these kids is in. A kid that grow up in that sees nothing but that. He has to carry a gun every day because people on his block got problems with him, or people he's seen his best friend get shot in the head. You know what I'm saying? Niggas like young boys, your best friend been shot in the head in the car next to you, type shit. So where like, all right, so how any day I'm rolling with a gun. You know what I'm saying? He's rolling. You protecting yourself, bro. You really in this shit. So it's kind of like,
trading war stories, as Pac would say.
yeah, you know what I mean. But it's like I understand. You got to really understand it. So what's the issue? Why are these kids talking about that? If somebody comes at me with that, and why these kids promoting it, well, ask yourself then why are they? What you think? They just think this shit a game? Like,
I
why
think a lot
are
of
they?
people do think they
I
think it's a
know,
game, though.
I know, and that's a defense mechanism in itself. That when you start kind of as open as much as they talk about it and make it sound cool, that's a defense mechanism in itself. Is I gotta make this shit sound normal and cool, like I ain't scared, because this shit really go on. If they ever face reality, that is really scary. So let's talk about this shit. Let's put it out there. Let's jam to it. Act like I ain't worried about I do all this, blah. But yo, these are kids going through mad trauma. These are kids going through real ass experiences and grief and pain and they already being dismissed they've been dismissed by their teachers, some of them by their own parents, some of them by of course, you know what I'm saying, white folks and shit like that. So and then to put their music out in the art form and then have black people dismiss them niggas too. It's crazy to me. I'm not gonna be one of them niggas that just throw these niggas away and be like, cause he's not talking about something constructive that I would find constructive, that nigga don't matter. That's what everybody do to him.
So, what do you think it is that creates that disconnect? Because that's really, I think, what we want to talk about on the podcast. What is it that makes somebody who grows up and at least same skin color, so can relate to the struggle, even if they haven't been a part of it? They are a part of the community, the fabric of the mutual trauma of the black experience within this country. What makes them say, yeah, this black is cool, but I ain't fucking with them niggas over there?
Man, shit. I mean, that shit could get deep. I think it get deep, but I would say it's rooted in a bit of, I don't know what you, because it's different from men and women, right?
Yeah, maybe. Um, Honestly, I should see a lot of this in you know, I went to Howard, so I have I very quickly had access to black elite, the black bourgeoisie, the 10%,
And in college is a good
top
time
10,
too,
yeah,
because
talented 10, excuse me.
you get to see you been at the party, so the girls is dancing to the Migos, like all the trap
Yeah,
artists, you know, quote unquote trap artists. I don't even like
we
that.
ain't having Migos at that time, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. You
yeah,
feel me? But they dancing, they banging to whatever's rocking. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's where it's like okay, but then you see the
Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like women. I feel like we should have a separate conversation. We should probably bring some women on the cast, and I think women's relationship with rap music is a whole different thing to get into too.
yeah
Because
facts.
like I've heard people describe it as like that's like being in love with an abusive lover. You know what I mean? Because it's you want to dance to it, you love it, but turn around get
Yeah.
disrespected every second. But on the disconnect, on one hand, I see a beautiful thing happening in the country where I see the the black creativity,
At
it's,
all time.
it feels like there's an art movement happening in every city that I'm in. That black people are moving in a different way with a different freedom, with a different reflection, with a different focus on mental health. And I think the economic advancement of black people over the last 20 years has tremendously affected that and allowed for that to happen. But I also think it's created a distance between niggas who grew up in the suburbs, niggas who grew up maybe not as close to struggling, which is positive in one way, but they feel like they're now better than, it's almost like,
But they're instantly the suburban and the ones that grew up without struggle instantly triggered by you ain't have to struggle, because they have the complex of feeling like if you black and you ain't have to struggle, you already looked at like a Carlton, you know what I'm saying? Whereas like you know what I'm saying?
Yo, I felt so disrespected last night. You said, yo, you a Carlton fan? I said, there's Carlton fans?
Yeah.
I never even heard of this. Literally, that's like being a fan of Bert on Sesame Street, dog. There's no such thing. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, I apologize, man. But I know a nigga that was a Carlton fan, so I'm like, man, let me ask, bro. Let's make sure a nigga don't try to justify Carlton's actions here. but nonetheless, when you don't have the struggle as a black, you already feel threatened by that. You're already like, you got a chip on your shoulder. Is you insecure about that? You know what I'm saying? You ain't had a struggle, so what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like every
Do you
other
think
black,
the music makes niggas feel insecure? Like,
I think it poke at niggas' insecurities a lot. I think
like they manhood is questioned because they couldn't go through what the rapper went through.
never. They can never go through it. Not go through it, but overcome it. They couldn't overcome it. They can't talk that shit that them niggas is talking to. It feel like when your girl listen to a nigga talk some shit that you can't do, that you don't do, or been, you know what I'm saying, been through some shit, and not even no rich nigga flexing shit, just talking about on some grimy out the mud shit. And then so your initial is, it's not cool to get it out the mud. I prefer to have my parents blah that retort. And cool, that could be that, but
what about the people who just say, I'm trying to think about this, because there's a people who, I'd imagine, it's people who, I like the story when you tell it about your struggle. Everybody likes a rags to riches. Can you do it with less violence so we're perpetuating less killing amongst ourselves?
Okay, well then, all right. So like those are the questions, right? And I see those questions asked. Then the conversation needs to get, well, all right. Well, let's get specific, because it's not it's not a roundabout type of thing. So it's like, okay, well, can this person do this without talking about violence? Well, what if he's just still going through violent situations on his day to day?
Yeah. So then it's like, oh, tell your life story, but only the part that I like.
Right, just the part that I'm comfortable with. Oh, but somebody just tried to kill me the other day. Dolph talking about 100 shots came out 3-4 years before Dolph died. So niggas over that time are trying to actively kill you. You get in situations, niggas is sending you messages, niggas sending you threats, niggas is harming people that you fuck with, that you close to, niggas is doing shit. So what, you supposed to not address that because these niggas don't talk about violence going on in my life?
I hear that, and where I will agree with you, I feel like niggas don't want to hear about what you gonna kill about, especially if they don't have anything that they would die for.
There we go.
If you don't live by anything, if you don't have a code, because that's a lot of shit that niggas rapping about is principled. Now, some of it may be, it may not be the proper principle. It may be,
exactly.
I'm not saying it's not flawed, but it is, and it's a lot of pride-based and ego-based shit happening. I'm not saying that, but it is saying like, there's a code that I live by, you've crossed that code, and now these are the rules that I abide by based on that. If a nigga don't live by any code, don't have nothing that he would die about. If you don't have anything that you would die about, then you don't have anything that you would kill for.
Exactly. You
and
can't
so you
even understand it.
So yeah, I do hear that part. Okay.
And it's the same way as war. A lot of the killings is war. So what we in the US of A. This is the great military. This is what we do, right? We go to war. So but what happens in war? What actually is happening when you want people to just stop the violence, and You say shit like that, cool, but what's the actual solution to stopping the violence? Do you even care about stopping the violence? Do any of y'all know about any of these people that's been murdered? Do you know their names? Do you know their faces? Do you know a neighborhood?
Oh, now you think a nigga know who a nigga he already wrote off? You think he know who he killed?
Word, exactly.
You want Von hit list?
He don't give a fuck.
Von hit
bruh.
list ain't ain't no t-shirt with that joint.
He don't give a fuck. It's just
Ain't no social media hashtag for that.
none. Exactly. It does. They don't actually care about that, and then it's just like it's a nasty thing, bro. I don't like. I kind of forgot where I was going with the thought. I was talking about war.
Yeah.
So it's war. Just how once it start, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
So let's take war.
Mm-hmm.
It's some niggas who's about them niggas. I'm curious. You may not even be opposed to this. Some niggas who's about the people, understand their story, but want them to stop the violence to protect themselves and all this, but also, more importantly, like, what actually are you dying about? It's principle and pride, but if this was war, we would be gaining some resources. You would be taking over land and owning it now. You would be moving in a different way. There would be an advancement of people based on the war. Now, I'm not justifying any war or whatever, but like, what about that? Does that resonate? Or
yeah, no, I can see that viewpoint too, but then we talking about that's how I think in war, that's how the general think, and that's how them niggas that's not on the front, these niggas is front line niggas. These
the pawns on the chessboard.
Yeah, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like and some of them may have a bigger grasp of it, but it's also the war isn't being fought over that. The war is being fought because you killed my man. We have to retaliate.
Yeah.
You killed my brother when I was 13 years old. I have to do something to you. And then when I do something to you, you have to do something back to me. You killed my sister now, and now I gotta, you know what I'm saying? So when does it stop? To say stop the violence is saying, okay, well, yeah, that nigga might have killed your brother yesterday, but next time you see him, just stop it. Like that's easy to say. Just stop. Like that's cool, but that's not how shit go for real. You know what I'm saying?
I said time out.
That's how niggas sound. I be like, what you mean? Just stop the violence. This is senseless. You can't call. How you gonna call a murder senseless? If anything, bro, is a lot of shit go into that. You know what I'm saying? There's no senseless. Niggas not out here just shooting random places up. We not white folk. Then we just go spray up malls and shit like that. These are intentional killings. These are personal grievances. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to get into it, then go talk to them niggas that got them issues. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so let's just switch the topic for a second to the niggas that's pro-violence and wondering if that's the case, if these niggas really about airing out these grievances, why they ain't addressing none of these people killing us, the white folks killing us?
I think
why Zimmerman still walking
I think it's
around?
still personal. I think that because it's personal. I think no matter what, I think everybody it hit when it hit home. So I think those type of situations, it don't hit home for these little niggas enough. It don't matter that George Zimmerman killed a little black. How many of them? You know how many black 13-year-olds niggas done seen dead next to him? You know what I'm saying? Like to where it's like that ain't no national news over here. It's every day over here.
Okay.
We see that shit regularly. White people do it to us. Black people do it to us. My niggas do it to us. This the only nigga I could reach. Nigga, I gotta go kill George Zimmerman, but I gotta take a flight, plot on. I gotta go into a white neighborhood and call the police on me as soon as I walk in that neighborhood.
You can carry in Florida easy, and then some niggas down there.
I know.
Niggas. All right.
But you see what I'm saying?
100%. 100%. I hear you. So, all right, cool. I fuck with these niggas. I understand their story. I want them to be able to tell their life story. I understand that it's a complicated issue, their life story. I understand what they're going through and they need to be expressing it. I understand that the killing, the violence is personal. It's related to the code that they live by, and it's perpetual retaliation in a war that they mostly inherited and can't get out of. What can we be doing actually to let these young niggas know that their life is more valuable and that this shit is bigger than them, and to give them opportunity to do something that's different? Because at the end of the day, I don't think you for the niggas killing each
Yeah,
other.
I don't want to see no niggas.
You just not
yeah.
against the music if it says that because these niggas, that's the life these niggas live.
Yeah, word. And I believe in, you know what I'm saying? I believe in justified violence. I believe that sometimes violence is necessary. That's why there's war, because when it gets to a point where ain't no give, well, we gotta do what we gotta do. So I believe that there's violence that need to be justified. That's why the U.S. believes in the death penalty, because they believe that murder is justified, even though they don't think the murder that he committed was justified.
So it's the eye for an eye works on the justice system,
yeah,
but you can't handle it.
It don't handle exactly. You can't handle it.
I mean, but the Bible itself says time to kill.
It's always what you mean.
But you know the Nip song Questions.
Mm-hmm.
I will kill without cause, death before the sun, and for my niggas go hard. But so it's like, in that moment he's saying, listen to how you sound, repeat, like this is how you sound when you make a killing for the set.
He's making a mockery of it.
Yeah, sure. So it's like, how do we get niggas to understand that mindset of like, do you realize what you doing to yourself though? Right.
I feel like the first step in that, because obviously I've thought about that too. I'm not just out here like, oh, I just fuck with these. Nah, love. you show these niggas love and you get these niggas love.
Yeah.
Acceptance is the first thing. If y'all calling this boy, I've been a nigga that you call the monsters. When when you call him, all right, fuck it, nigga, you know what I mean?
All right, then what do a monster do?
Exactly. When you already viewing me as a monster, no matter what, and I can't do nothing to change your mind. Like I said, Young Boy just dropped a song called Stop the Violence. Niggas not gonna play that. Niggas not gonna promote that.
No repost, don't stop.
Ain't gonna be no repost about that. Nothing. You're gonna act like it don't, because he's already a monster to you. He already so what? Throw him away because he killed somebody when he was 16. He can't now. His life is done. Now it's fuck him and he a monster. Okay, well, since I can't convince you that I'm anything else, all right, well, I'll just be a monster to you. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be a monster. So we have to give these niggas love. We have to accept these niggas. We have to show these niggas, and I've seen what happens once you embrace these niggas. I've seen what happens when you really show these niggas love and they know that the world is not against them and that everybody's not their enemy.
All right, so we've been focusing on those niggas. Those niggas.
Those niggas. My niggas.
My niggas. What do you think can be done about these niggas? Drop. Who are these niggas?
Who are these niggas? Man.
But
we need to stay away from these
niggas who hate themselves though. Yeah. When they see that boy on the block, they're afraid of it because a little bit of themselves, they don't love themselves enough to see themselves in that boy. Do you think anything could be done for them? Because that's where the embracement has to happen. It has to come from the outside. Because
you talking about like the niggas that Drake, they favorite artists.
Bro.
Them type niggas.
All right, we talk about the Spotify shit.
Yeah.
If Drake was your most played artist in 2022.
Man, I stressed the top 5 on nigga, top 3 for real. But for real, if he was your most, continue.
Nigga, that's like having Hammer as your most played artist in 92, 93 type shit. Like, bro, what? Nigga dropped a dance project, bro.
What is you listen to? What is you getting for that? Like, this nigga's I tell you, he's an AI generated. He's an AI generated
anti-writing,
artist,
anti-women, like nigga just.
Man, it's been a save spill from that nigga Drake since he came out.
Culture
still going through
ass nigga,
relationship issues and all the you want to relate.
Still hate women, still to this day.
Still, bro, you want to give niggas IG captions and you want to do all the.
Nigga's a meme. He nigga a meme god though. I will say that.
Yeah, and I give him his props for crazy dude, but you know.
And I ain't gonna say Drake never had no good songs. I'm not an idiot. I got
ears. Drake got slaps for days, bro. He got slaps. He got
if that's what you listen to, if that's what you riding around to.
Hey, I need to
that
talk
fake
to you.
Vulnerability.
I need to talk to you.
Anyway, let's back to regular schedule programming.
But can we do anything with these niggas? I think with them, I actually think it's a lot harder to get these niggas. I have so much more confidence in
those niggas than these niggas.
I could go to a nigga that just caught a body yesterday and convince that nigga that there's another way in his life versus these niggas that think that way. I really think
because
it's like
a nigga who kill it, he know he not living right. He wants something else.
He wants something. He feel it.
I
hear these niggas
so
crying out
high
for
horse,
pain.
they ain't never gonna see.
Nah, they damn near damn near Republicans. Like you not telling no Republican nothing, fam. Like they
damn near
they locked in.
But that shit is But the love is not gonna come. Love gonna come from the ops? Love not gonna come from there. So where is this love being generated at that these people could feel?
That's what. So all right, well, not from the ops, but then there's these people in these neutral positions. Are you? I'm showing my love. I'm gonna go on NBAYoungboy.com and buy this merch, and I'm gonna promote all his shit, and I'm gonna do all that. So then the niggas, the users that are not listening but also not against, then you make sure to spread that message too. And whenever you are talking about it, whenever you're around that conversation, that you're constantly on the love side of things, and you let niggas know, because people, they listen to you more in the more neutral space than the fanned out nigga. This nigga a fan of that nigga, so of course he gonna defend that nigga. But when you be like, no, young boy, you know what I'm saying?
So it's
but
not
I
on
don't
these
even
niggas
listen
or
to
those niggas.
Exactly,
It's on me.
it's a new yeah, it's all you.
Damn.
There you go. There you go.
So,
it all makes sense.
I got something to share. Before we get into that, you talked a little bit about how you coming today, but let's do the fit check. Let's do the fit check.
I bet. I started off, you already know. I think I did, well, I don't know. I think on episode 1 I had the Virgil Timbs. Came back, ran those back today. Yeah. Came with the black pair today. These shits is so clean. My favorite Timbs. I ain't gonna hold you. Came with
the black is going crazy right now.
Yeah.
Y'all probably can't see the velvet, but
yeah. Virgil went crazy on these.
What is this, velvet?
And then I came with these some Bottega pants. You already know.
Pants is hard.
Never broke again. These shits go crazy. I like, man.
You must have got that early, nigga.
What?
The NBA.
Oh yeah, nah. I don't know when I got it, but I was just like, shit. I was just one of them days. I'm just like, shit.
I know Adam Silver didn't sign off on that.
Yeah, word. Yeah, that's why you gotta go by Never Broke Again. You know what I'm saying? That's neverbrokeagain.com. You know what I'm saying? Throwing the gold today. Cuban's tuck. Sometimes I like the tuck look. You know what I'm saying? Niggas think
when I was doing jewelry and I had the Cubans, always tuck.
Tuck look clean.
Shorties used to come to me. Why you got your jewelry tucked?
I know, like
I was ducking some shit. I'm like, nah.
Look, even this shit swinging. I was like, yo, it's a different situation.
Yeah.
This shit calm. You know what I'm saying? Tuck. Got the Prada beanie, Louis scarf under that. Usually I don't like the mixed match designers, but something with this, I was like,
it was solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Louis shit not even.
How you coming though?
Bro, I came real calm today. Some chill shit. Was running around all day. So
it's rainy out. It's rainy
in
New York, nigga.
Yeah, rainy in New York.
You already know.
So kind of the strategy was I threw on the Amamanier airships, and it was just too white. You know, when you have shoes that's too white, would look better with a. So I'm like, rainy day, perfect. Let me get these joints out.
Word.
Actually, this shirt shacket situation in the pants is fundamental. Japanese brand out of Tokyo, but got it in LA. You know me, bro. Some Japanese shit, some black owned shit. You know what I'm saying?
No glasses today, no bucket today.
Yeah, nah, I didn't put. I ever tell you a story? Like I came out without a bucket and some glasses. I was like, oh wait, my costume.
Word, that shit is a motherfucking disguise though.
Bro, be in it. But yeah, nah, I was chilling today. Didn't do any of that. Threw on some crystals, the amethyst, the jade. I think that's it. I guarantee I have pearls on none of this. That's definitely a part of the costume. The disguise is intact, but something calm.
Something calm.
All right, so before we did a fit check, I was thinking about something that. So recently, as you know, I don't think the audience knows yet, but I did training to become a sound healer. So I can play crystal bowls. I got all different types of instruments, you know. That's it. If you've been listening, that's me playing the tuning forks as we get the episode started.
I'm about to say we ain't got them right here.
Nah, we ain't got the forks. We got some crystals though. But yeah, as a part of that training, we learned about this thing called entrainment. And so resonance is, people say it all the time, right? Oh, that resonates with me. What that means from a physics standpoint is thing A operates or vibrates at a certain frequency. Thing B naturally vibrates at that frequency. And so when they come around each other, they're vibrating at their natural frequency and it's the same one. And that's why it resonates. So somebody says something that resonates to you, like, oh yeah, you operate at the same frequency as me. That's all you're really saying, right? From a physics standpoint. The idea of entrainment is like a forced resonance. So thing A and B actually normally operate at different frequencies. But because thing A's vibration is so strong, thing B starts to vibrate at that frequency. Right? So it changes the frequency. And I say so strong is influential. It's not a negative or a positive thing. It's a very neutral thing. One of the best sort of like neutral examples of this is when a group of women or even two women live together, their cycles sync up. It's just it's forced resonance. They weren't normally on the same track, but now they are, right? Well, entrainment is a very powerful thing because we're all vibrating beings. Everything in the universe is vibration. Everything is moving, therefore it's vibrating, so therefore everything is creating sound. Anything that's creating sound can be influenced by sound. And one of the biggest sort of movers of sound and conductors is water. Human body is 70% water. And so the humans are very susceptible to entrainment. And so that's why I've been so specific about what I've been listening to, what I've been bringing around me, because it does affect my vibration. If I listen to your music, you could be talking about some wild shit, but sometimes the vibration is made with love. It's coming from a place of genuine vulnerability. Like I think about songs like Jay-Z, I Used to Love Me, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And even like Youngboy, like I'm not the biggest Youngboy fan, but that Sincerely project I rock with. You know what I'm saying? There's some tracks here and there that like it's in my rotation. Pusha T, I mentioned. But a lot of times I don't want to be vibrating at somebody else's frequency. And not to say you always will be, but I don't want to open myself up to a lot of stuff for that reason. So I want to share that with you and with the audience of like, no, I'm not saying write these niggas off, but I'm also not saying 24/7 be rocking this shit, because it has the ability to affect you in a very powerful way.
You think that way is always negative?
No, I don't.
Then if it's positive, then why wouldn't I be doing it 24/7?
I said I don't think it's always negative. I didn't say it was positive. I don't think
because it's still somebody else's frequency. So
at the same, but you may be vibrating a frequency that's more powerful than that, and so it may not even affect you, right? It's not to say that it'll always happen, and if it does happen, it could be a very positive thing. I've seen, like, that's why people listen to certain music when they want to get motivated, because it helps them get them there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like TM 101, I was listening to that all the time, and you know what I'm saying? When it came out, I was listening to it constantly, and then I go back to that place when I need to get into a certain mode, right? And it can be a positive thing. I'm not saying it's not. Just like I said with the thing about the cycle syncing up, it's neutral. It can be, but it's something to be aware of. So you know, like, damn, I haven't been feeling like myself lately. What you been bringing around you? What's been vibrating around you? Oh, okay, maybe I need to change that. I've been calling peace into my life, and I can't really accept it if I'm constantly bringing violence into my ears, into my body. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So then how is it then riding around with me?
But riding around with you, for the most part, what I'm hearing, and there's a lot of songs like, you know, you throw some nip on, I know every word to the song. But a lot of songs, I don't hear violence so much as I hear pain. And I'm not, you know, when you hear pain, a lot of times when you hear the pain, it's like, I was doing this and it hurt me, but I'm trying to come back up. And so you hear people on trying to forge their own redemption, and it doesn't feel, oh, you know what I mean? Like, that feels like a high vibrational thing to be in a state of self-evolution. That's what a lot of the music ends up being about. Like, I don't, you know, there's some shit that you probably put on about spinning the block and catching the op slipping, but like, that's not, I probably don't even hear
you don't even hear it. Word. No, I'm just curious of like how it's like translated to you.
But like I said, I grew up, man, my favorite artists growing up was Pac, Bone Thugs, DMX, You know what I'm saying? Like,
This nigga doesn't have Lil Wayne in his top 5. Just
I got Lil Wayne in my top 10.
We just gonna throw that out there. Lil Wayne is not in
It's
Brendon
not,
Henderson's
and I
top
stand
5.
on that. But Lil Wayne is in my top 10, and we could talk about it. But most of you niggas wasn't even alive when Lil Wayne wasn't even giggling at himself yet. So y'all don't know shit about what we talking about. But these are my favorite artists. So when I hear this shit, Jay-Z, I'm very used to hearing painful music. And even, it's an American thing, dog. Like,
Jay-Z made the pain sound
blues,
smooth.
But every album, he has some sort of vulnerability.
Yeah.
Whether it was Song Cry, whether it was
every album.
Yeah, like
no
it was
what.
Every time, or something that was thought provoking. Meet the Parent.
Yeah.
Something that's like, this ain't all sweet. And that's the only thing I could listen to. Scarface, one of my favorite artists.
When you start
Ice
getting
Cube,
into
one of my
Hov,
favorite artists.
You was listening to Hov, because I know you from the West. So like I know Hov probably not ingrained in you from the jump.
Not from jump.
When you came to Howard?
Blueprint era. So it wasn't. It was something. I was in a barbershop.
Like what was the moment that like
I was in a barbershop and something was on and I was like,
probably that motherfucking Izzo video.
Nigga was spitting. But it was around that era, and Izzo, I remember when it first came out, I was kind of on it. I had to like hear it a few times.
I still want that motherfucker.
I think it was the Renegade first verse. I walked into the barbershop. I'm like, oh, this nigga, what?
Yeah, hell yeah.
And like my mind,
spaz on Renegade. He still gets shit for that. However,
bro,
came on that motherfucking spaz on Renegade.
But when you hear like some DJ Quick shit or some Daz production or even DJ Unique on Bone Thugs and shit like that, like even the shit that Traxsters was doing for Twista, like there's a certain bop to it, there's a certain drone to it, a certain like just it's a different frequency. So I think the beats really threw me off. Yeah. And how you come on that beat. And then of course it's late 90s type shit. So I'm listening to Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is that East Coast bop wasn't my shit, to be honest with you. But it came around.
Word. I'm trying to think who the fuck else.
Yeah, I can't even think about my favorite artists at that time.
Let me think.
I think then once I got into it though, then it's like, cause it was a time in my life I'm like, why niggas on Jada's dick? Like that nigga average.
Nah, I used to go at niggas about, cause I've had like Kiss used to be my nigga too, but then there was a point where I'm like, for real, Kiss is just average. I cater that shit. Like, I was like, nah, Kiss is just average. I'm like, he got a crazy voice, crazy flow. He got the New York underdog shit to him. But I'm like, cause I would go at niggas with Fab versus Jada shit. I'm like, but if you talking rappers with bars, I think Fab spit hard, but then Versus came, man. I was like,
nah, you had to eat that.
Had to eat that on some like.
But I would say like, yeah, like.
But it's still like, cause then it not only like that what he did at the verses, it really show you like, oh, Jada got that. When you make timeless music, that matters for so much. Cause when you making timeless music, it's like, oh yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's still hit, bro.
Them little girly hits of the 2000s though, shit like that used to.
Cause you couldn't tell me Dipset was gonna win that verses. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you couldn't
bro,
tell me that.
I told niggas early. I made German playlists and everything. I'm like, bro, this what's finna happen. Just so you know.
What niggas gonna play when they throw hey, that nigga Kiss said, fuck all that shit.
Bro,
Drop the beat.
You know how I came to work the next day?
What you came at?
Pink do-rag, black shades.
The next day? What you be the day before?
Nah, the next day I said, this is, I took the do-rag off and threw it. I said, this is Harlem's funeral. I just wanted to.
Okay. Sound like, wait, I swear the guy played Dipset for like 2 months after that shit. I was like, hey,
I had the pink velvet.
This shit not hit
I had the pink velvet. I was shitting on Jeremy ass, boy. Hudson still got the picture of that shit.
Yeah, that shit was not hitting the same. I could play them niggas, but it really made me get into like a jaded Kiss. Like, I mean, Kiss been my nigga. I didn't Kiss to death. I done had all that. He been my nigga, but it really made me like, oh yeah, nah, Kiss.
Well, how you said that, like, niggas who actually come from a place of vulnerability, who gonna tell you everything, not just the fly shit that think to sound good on record. That was why, like, the first dance wave, not first dance wave, but like the dance wave, it's why the Nuck If You Buck era that came right after that with D4L and all that shit.
All the snap shit.
Cause these niggas was talking about selling drugs, but everything was positive.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, what? Everything's great?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
nah,
All fly shit.
I can't deal with that shit.
And that's the thing. That's why Young Boy my favorite artist. That nigga talk about all the rawest shit. This nigga, he got ST, he got herpes. He put that in the song, nigga. That's some shit niggas high forever. You know what I'm saying?
Now you put everything in the song.
This all to the world. Yeah, I got that. This bitch gave it to me. You know how this bitch, my mans went behind my back, fuck with this chick, and bye. I'm gonna tell you about that. So
Yeah.
how the fuck I'm
No,
feeling,
yeah,
nigga.
the pain
You know what
in
I'm
his
saying?
shit is real about
Like, yo.
addiction, STDs, about mental health, crying, all this shit.
And
like,
then I got so when I hear people talk bad about nigga, where I really like it ain't. I built a relationship with this nigga. I've been listening to nigga for years, since he was 15, 16. So I was like, and then to hear niggas talk negative, hey, I be it triggers me, because it's like you really talking about. First of all, you talking about some shit you don't know. You talking about a nigga you don't know, and then you talking about like, yo, this, I feel for these niggas. Like,
but that's
real.
like, you know, it remind me. I know he said he not the Pac of this generation, but like
AI young boy.
it remind me of that shit though. Of like,
but he is though.
Nigga don't see the nigga who went to art school and, you know what I'm saying, all this shit, and had 3 albums that was pro people and shoot out with the police and come from Black Panthers and all this shit, and had to do some shit for protection and took the shit too far. All they see is, oh, that's a thug.
Yeah. He got thug life across his tummy.
That nigga spit at the camera.
Look, Your Honor. That's what it is.
Bro,
I
shit,
present
wow.
Your Honor, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, who are you now? Are you the ops? You these people? There's a very fine line between the rhetoric coming from these niggas' mouth and them people.
Yo, you heard it here first. Keith said you a Republican.
Y'all niggas Republicans for
chop
real.
that up.
Yeah, y'all niggas Republicans for real. I promise God, nigga, like, and it's that mentality, bro. But I think we done said everything we need to say on this motherfucker, man. Niggas know how we coming on this shit. I feel like it was a combo that needed to be had on this shit, and kind of just open it up. I hope it opens up more discussion. I hope it opens up.
Yeah, I want to hear from y'all on this one. I want to hear from y'all on this one.
I would love to hear more discussion. I hope it open up niggas' ears, niggas' view, because I'm never speaking for point of ignorance. I know these niggas speak on these niggas and don't even listen to them. Like, nigga, if I'm speaking about a nigga, I've listened to his shit. I could slander Drake.
People love to listen to some, to say some shit without knowing nothing about it.
You ain't heard nothing from that nigga.
You know how much money is in that?
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. Nigga, sports haters ain't even watching the game. Nigga, how many yards? Oh yeah, trash.
Notes from the intern. The intern think he trash. The whole world gonna think that as soon as Stephen A say that shit.
Exactly. That's why when I slander niggas, it always come from nigga. If I slander a Drake, I've listened to every single Drake album. I
throw it on every time. And the intro be fired every time. I'm like, oh, he coming hard this time. I'm like, nah, still not.
He just giving you joints.
A couple in there, every time.
Yeah, he might have some shit.
Even the dance joint had that little last one.
Nah, he had some joints that you bopping moving, but
I haven't listened to the most recent one with 21. I heard it once and I never ran it back.
I ran it. It was, but
21 was spitting some shit on there, but
21 always getting. But that's how I feel with Drake. It's like the same thing when he did the shit with Future. Like, that's Future album, bro. And I hear Future shit, just like Drake come on that shit and just throw it off to me, like. And
yeah, nah, that's how I felt about this lab. I'm like, nah, I can't even do it.
Yeah, I can hear Savage on this shit, but I ain't trying to hear Drake 21. You got the old meme and internet going crazy off that and shit. That might be that nigga goal.
He's the meme guy.
That might be his goal to get like some shit going at from. I'm not
getting into like what I used to do and all this other shit in terms of like professionally and shit. I'll just say like I was in a situation where I had access to the way he thinks. He's very purposeful about creating memes though. He's the meme guy. Like, he make himself into a meme.
The meme keeps you relevant for past.
Always.
Yeah, the meme keeps you relevant. That shit can have a run.
Being like. You don't have to do niggas like Drake never does interviews. We don't have to get in Vibe magazine because the nigga relevant all the time. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get in XXL Source and shit.
You see that nigga all the time.
Always,
all the time.
Anyway, man, we ain't gonna get on the Drake rant.
Not at all.
You know what I feel like? You remember the Thuggish Ruggish Bone nigga say we're not against rap.
We are against those thugs.
I feel the opposite.
Yeah,
I'm more with the thugs than rap right now.
Facts.
Be honest.
Facts.
But
all
anyway,
my niggas thugging, keep thugging. But
Stay dangerous.
Yeah,
That's the main
always
thing.
stay dangerous, but just know I'm with y'all niggas always. You know what I'm saying? 1000%. I'm right there with you. I feel you. I love y'all niggas, and
Hey, we love y'all,
yeah,
man.
we love you. You know what I'm
For
saying?
real, we love y'all.
It's always that over here. So whatever niggas is going through, whatever battles, whatever grief niggas is fighting, whatever pain niggas is dealing with, like is always love over here. I'm with that shit, dog.
100%.
Love y'all. Episode 4. Stay dangerous.
Love you, my nigga.
You already know. You already know. Holla.